Upper Primary. Welcome to Thursday's edition of Performing Arts with me, Mrs. Bates. So, if you remember, on Tuesday in tap we looked at Ye Olde Shuffle. We'll move on with a new move this lesson. In drama, we started our variation through repetition work. We will continue with that. And of course, that sea shanty, we need some more hints and tips to get that tip top and win in this competition and those 50 house points. So we'll crack straight on, shall we? Have you got your long hair tied back, comfy clothes on, water nearby, and plenty of space to move around? Alright, Upper Primary Tappers, it is time to get warm. So I will replay last week's video for you again, as obviously I can't move at the moment too much. You guys get down to the honky tonk and I'll see you on the other side for a new move. Hang on. Let's turn up a bit. You like this one? Ready? Hop, hop, and hop, hop, out in short flat. 6, 7, and.
Got a house down a back road, got a flag on the front porch, got a dog.
Brilliant. Let's go to the other side.
I've got a
5, 6, hop, hop, out.
I've got a boat with a two-stroke, a couple guaranteed to make you laugh jokes. I've got friends.
All right, we're gonna go one side straight to the other. 6, 7, and. Warm now and ready to move on with our dance, and I've got a new move for you today. I'll see how we go, but I don't know if I'm going to include this in the dance today because I feel like I chucked loads at your last lesson, and then this is quite a tricky move because it's a pick up hop step. So let's see how we get on, and plus I'm not meant to be hopping, but you know, we'll see. So a pick up, a little bit trickier now, people, okay? So you start by keeping your heel on the floor and lift your toe up. And what you're going to do is pull your foot back, but as it goes back, you're going to hit your toe off the floor. So the heel makes no sound, and it comes off that. It's like that. Like your foot's almost clapping off the floor, all right? Look from the side. Weird. Have a little try. So try with the other leg as well. Make sure you're on both sides. So raise up those toes and hit that toe back. That is called a pickup. Okay, and then we become quicker, and I think, yeah. I always go on my right foot. Yes. So that pickup is when we pull back the foot and just make the sound with the toe. In fact, I might do that and then I'll make it more difficult. Just remind me, I'm talking to myself. Yeah, we'll do that today in the dance, and then I'll make, because then it's a pick hop step. And that's a little bit more complex. So, peeps, where are we with this dance? So, start facing the side, feet in second. Head. Toe, then we do our Michael Jackson spin. Then we go stamp, tap, tap, tap. Don't we? Don't we? I can hear the nursery class going on and it's pulling me off. La 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 la. And then do we use that leg? Well, I forgot it already. Let me watch me old lady. You just practice pickups. Yes, that is right. Idiot. Come on. Me, not you, obviously. Stamp, toe, toe, toe. And then we use that same leg. Because I even remember saying that we kept all our way back. So we had shuffle, step, shuffle, toe, heel, flap. In, out. Was all the moves we learned on Tuesday. It was quite a lot, wasn't it? So we've gone stamp, toe, toe. Shuffle, stamp, shuffle, toe, heel. Remember? Shuffle, stamp, shuffle, toe, heel. So that is incorporating all the new moves that we've learned, isn't it? So on Tuesday we looked at those shuffles, and we remember just to keep the ankles easy breezy. It hinges from the knee, and it's that forward and back motion. tension you have, the harder it's going to be. So really loosen those ankles, do some circles, and you make it nice and gentle. Yeah, okay. Then the toes we had, toe heel. So it went shuffle, stop, shuffle, toe heel, and then the flap that we do in the warm-up, which is that toe heel thing. Toe and stamp the foot down, and it goes in and it goes out. And I was doing like that little funky arm thing that you totally don't have to do, but just feels natural to me. Okay? Let's just do that new bit again from the shuffle. 5, 6, 7, and shuffle, stop, shuffle, toe heel, in, out. Yeah, one more time. 5, 6, 7, and shuffle, stop, shuffle, toe heel, in, out. All right, people. Shall we add that on with our dance? Yes? Let's try with the music and see how we get on. La 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 la. Just move the track back.
Amalgamation A. Tacit
All right,
and
here's
stop
the
time.
side team. Head, toe, turn, and snap. Shuffles. Yes. One more time. That's a lot, isn't it? And it sort of tricks you because the music's chill, but it's actually quite quick to get all them sounds in. You might find that you're just doing shuffle, stamp at the moment, or the two sounds of the flap on coming. That's fine, it's just all practice. I've done this since I was 4 years old, don't forget, so don't give yourselves a hard time. Years and years and years and years and years and years, okay? So just keep sticking at it. That's the only way we get good at anything, isn't it? Let's give it another try.
Amalgamation A. Tacit and stop time.
All right. Head, go. And stop. Shuffle, stop, shuffle, toe heel, clap. Yes? All right. From there, we're going to add 4 pickups. I'm going to... Yeah. Let's just do 4 pickups. So, for the sake of my health and your brains, I think. So we've just gone up, in, out. So our foot's just lifted twice. You lift it up again to get that pick up in. Pick up, step back. As you step back, lift that toe. Pick up, step back. Yeah? So from the side, it's looking like this. Pick up, back, pick up, back, pick up, back, pick up, back. Okay? What we need to try not to do is make loads of steps on the back, because obviously we've got a toe and a heel making sound. We've spoken about this before. So we need to try and put the full foot down in one kind of go. Yeah? Lift up that toe, pick up back, pick up back, pick up back, pick up back. 4 of them. Alright? Let's go from the shuffle. So it goes shuffle, stamp, shuffle, toe, heel, clap, in, out. Pick up, step, pick up, step, pick up, step, pick up, step. Keep bashing into the wall. Yes? If anyone has done tap before, that is a pick up hop step. But that's an extension if you've done it before. Alright? We're not going to go wild. Pick up, step, pick up, step, pick up, step, pick up, step. Such a subtle move, isn't it? But it's kind of funky. Alright, we've run out of time. Let's try it twice with the music, I think. Twice move. Pick up quite quick.
Amalgamation A.
Alright.
Tacit and stop time.
Head, turn. Stop. Shuffle, step, shuffle, toe, heel, clap. Yeah, it's quick, isn't it? They're quick. Forgot to tell you. Okay, let's give that one more go.
Amalgamation
You
A.
can cut it down to 2 if you
Tacit
want to,
and stop
instead of doing
time.
4, half time. Head, toe, stop. Woo! Yes. then you can do that. All right. But we have run out of time. I'll have a new manoeuvre for you next week upper primary. Super well done. We are getting there. I hope you found some suitable shoes for this now and you're getting into them tap fields. It's very rhythmic as well as the footwork as well, isn't it? Lots to think about, but super fun. Speaking of fun, shall we be a clown? Let's draw it. All right, upper primary actors. So I have got our board up here of what we looked at last lesson as a recap. Of course, the theme was variation through repetition. We looked at, obviously, repetition we've done loads of times, which is just to do the same thing over and over. And our variation, which was our definition up in yellow here, is a slight change to something that's already been done. And of course, we had that give it to me, no interaction between myself and you. And then you repeated each one 5 times, but try to vary it slightly each time. And we had a little bit of fun with pitch, volume and speed or tempo of how we can, when we're delivering a line, change the intensity, change the purpose. And especially when we're repeating something, how we might want to make it ever so slightly different to change the meaning for the audience. So, silence is where we move on to now. As I have explained many times before, clowns are mostly silent in their performances, just like our mask work. So it's all fine and well, you being fabulous at saying give it to me 5 times in a completely different way. But of course our clowns can't talk. So we are going to repeat that task one more time. You are going to say give it to me 5 times, and then we'll try it with no 5 times. Only difference this time is no voice and your feet have to stay still. Okay, so we have to think about facial expressions, gestures, how can we move with our upper body and how can we tell the audience, okay? So you now need to think of 5 different ways of expressing to the audience, give it to me, without talking or moving your feet. Let's give that a try and see how we get on. I'll count you through them. All right, so number 1. Number 2. So it's starting to get trickier. You've got 3 more left yet. Try another way. Number 3. Number 4. 1 more way. Number 5. All right, so maybe you had something like, or I don't know, just different ways of trying to get something from someone. I think no will be a little easier. Let's see how we get on. So same thing again. You have to show me 5 different ways to say no without using the voice and without moving the feet. Here we go. Number 1. Number 2. Think. Number 3. Number 4. And number 5. I think that's a little, I mean, you've got like, I don't know. No is a bit easier, isn't it? All right, so these are all things that we need to think about as clown performers. If you want to trial it out as well, you can always go and find someone that hasn't been in this lesson with you, a parent or something. Maybe they're making your dinner and you want your dinner plate off them, or you want something they've got. Can you try and do it without speaking and see if they understand what you are doing? Or maybe if you're working together with somebody, you can pause the video, think of something similar to give it to me, but something else that your sibling doesn't know. And then try and act it out without moving your feet, without your voice, and see how clear your actions are. Now, moving on to building the scene, we're going to focus on this picture here. If I said a scene, which is a piece of drama, travelled in the direction of this arrow, what would that scene look like? Have a moment to think or discuss it with somebody next to you. We've got a few jaggedy edges there. It starts kind of lower, the arrow ends up higher than it began. All right, I'll tell you. This is what we call building a scene. And of course, a scene is one piece of drama that stays in the same place, okay? An interaction maybe between two people in a front room, somebody leaves, end of scene, lights go down, come back up to something else, okay? So an interaction. So how can we make our scene meaningful so it goes somewhere? How can we keep excitement or humour or suspense with our audience? And it's just start the scene with low, casual energy, stakes aren't too high, and then as the energy builds and builds and the stakes build, it creates excitement or intensity for the audience, and they're gripped because they want to find out what happens. So, you are going to try and build a scene. And of course, with our mask work, you kind of already did that. If we relay the mask scene that you guys directed and performed to this arrow, you walked on, entered the scene casually. You know, you went to, nothing massively happened. Stakes went up because somebody entered. All right? Had a little bit of a look around. Notice the prop. Oh, what's going to happen here? And then you can see, as you move towards the prop, it builds, and then your final reaction as you leave as a reaction to what happened to the prop and to what happened to you is high. And that's where the audience get their ultimate laughs or their surprise or however you molded that. Okay, so you've done this before. Now with our clowning, you are going to choose either give it to me or no. One or the other. You don't need to do both this time. You're going to do it 5 times again, but you're going to build the scene. No voice, no feet. You've already thought of 5 ways of saying moving no and 5 ways of moving give it to me. You just did it. So you really just need to order them in what's going to be the most casual and build an intensity. So I might go, yeah, and so on, and then by the end I'm like, yeah, build it, build it, build it. So choose give it to me or choose no, I'll talk you through it. Here we go. And number 1. Number 2. Building. Number 3. Number 4. And the ultimate, number 5. So that should be what really gets the audience laughing or, oh, we want to know more. Brilliant. Okay then, people. Oh, stopped working. Oh, it's been a while since the keyboard stopped working. So, little bit of a treat now for the end of the week. We're going to go back to our professional clown company and watch a little bit of their piece that's called Pss Pss. We're going to see how they use repetition and variation in their scene. Let's have a look. clicked there, and you could see how some of the things we've looked at this week really relate well in that piece of drama. A couple of things for you to think about as we leave it for this week is why might actors repeat something instead of doing it only once? There was lots of repetition in that video. Why was that the case? Why do you think they might do the same thing over and over? How did it make you feel when that happened? And my second question was, how did the clowns help to build the scene? So thinking of those arrows going up, how was that created with the banana scene? All right, everybody, loads of fascinating ideas there. We have run out of time for drama, however, so let's see Shanty. All right, sea shanty friends. So, if you remember, this is what we looked at on Tuesday, the call and response element. And we sort of muddled our way through this song, Bound for the Rio Grande, so that we could really fully understand the structure. And of course, if you wanted some more examples, because not every sea shanty has exactly this structure, you can go on YouTube and find some others. So I'm not going to talk for a lot today because I'm going to give you a little bit of time to work on that sea shanty. So far, you have decided which chore you're going to sing about, and you acted out the chore to find the speed or the tempo, same thing, all right? So last week, you chose an everyday thing, and then you started to act it out and got a feel for how fast or slow your tune was going to be. Practice your chore again just to get us back in the frame of mind, and once you're confident with the speed, clap that speed. So I don't know why I'm obsessed with digging, but if I'm going to dig again, get a feel for it, then I can clap the speed of my shanty. Okay, so I would recommend act out your chore, get in the rhythm, then clap it out. That's the speed you're going to go. Next, whilst still clapping, try writing at least one line that could be repeated by your group in your song. So once you've got that flow, and we all lived on the ship. I don't know, that was the first thing that came to mind. I don't even know why I did that weird voice. Okay? Find one line at least. It must flow with the rhythm you've established. So if I'm counting like this, there's no point in me going. Oh my goodness. Yes, first week we discovered steady beat. Whether it's fast or it's slow. You have to keep it there. It has to keep that chore going. Find a line that fits the rhythm you've picked. Some examples of group responses and famous sea shanties include, so I've got some examples for you. Way, haul away. We'll haul away Joe. So remember, haul is like a heavy lift. Away, you rolling rivers. So again, we can talk about the sea and living on the sea if you want, or you can talk about living in DC or something, I don't know. Way, blow the man down, and blow ye winds in the morning, and blow you winds high ho. So there's some famous examples of the response. Find your response first. So try writing at least one line. If you feel that it comes naturally to you, then by all means continue with it. But that is your task for today, folks. Get that rhythm so it's solid in your head. You might even want to record yourself on your iPads or on your phone to remember that speed so you can always practice and keep it the same, and try and write at least one line that's a response from your group. Good luck, everyone.